Namaste, namaskar. My name is Vishnupriya Gowami. I am from this small town in India called Vrindavan, which is in the state of Uttar Pradesh. It's called the land of Krishna, which is a deity in Hinduism. So it's supposed to be a very holy spiritual land. But the art form that I'm going to present today is from another state called Odisha. So Odisha has this classical dance form which is called Odissi. This dance form has been continuing its tradition since the ancient times. It developed as a temple dance where the dancers were married to the deity. Here in Odissi, the dancers were married to this local deity called Jagannath. So in Odisha, these dancers were appointed to sort of entertain the god and perform verses from this text called Geet Govind, which was written by Sri Jayadev ji. He was a 12th century poet, 10th, 12th century poet. And later on, this dance form evolved. It also included, later in the medieval times, some boys performing as girls, which had multiple reasons. The people didn't want the dancers to perform in front of an open audience, and they instead appointed boys dressed as girls to perform on stage because there were various invasions going on at the time. And to sort of like keep them safe, these boys started performing, and with multiple influences from tribal cultures and this temple dance form, the Odissi evolved as a stage performance in the 20th century, and it was recognized in the 1950s as a classical dance form, independent classical dance form. So today my theme of performance is on this divine goddess called Kali. And then you can see there's an evolution of the theme. So earlier it was based on Krishna, which was the poetry written by Jayadev, performed in temples. But as Odissi came on stage, the theme of the performances also expanded. So my today's performance is on Kali, which is the goddess. She is the furious divine goddess. It's also, I perceive it as the manifestation of all the rage that a woman holds when something wrong happens to her or her beloved ones. Could be her kids, could be her family, could be anyone she loves dearly. And if they are hurt, then it's the end of the person who has caused or afflicted that pain upon them. So she is the divine force. And in this piece, it is a part of the 5-item repertoire in Odissi, which starts with Mangalacharan. So Mangalacharan is like the auspicious beginning of the performance, and in this piece it starts with the dance entering the stage, offering flower petals, then saluting the Mother Earth that they are performing. They're going to step on her and they want her blessing, but also apologizing for stepping on her, because we need to do a lot of stepping and a lot of tapping, and it's not like soft tapping, it's very hard, like you really need to hit the floor. That's why we have a lot of dead skin on our feet. Just to protect ourselves. But anyways, it begins with that, and then there is an offering to the divine deity through hymns, recital, and the dancer performing on that recital. So it's either gods or goddesses. So in this case, it's Kali, and here they have described the form of Kali in the beginning. The dancer enters, she offers the flowers, and then she goes on to describing the form. And then she has 10 arms, 10 heads, 10 legs, and 30 eyes. I mean, it's just scary. And then her aura is just beautiful. It's radiant. And her, you can see that her teeth are shining white. That's what these features create, what is called the sentiment of fear. It's just called bhayanak ras. So you get scared when you see something shining in the dark because her form is all black, it's dark. And in that, when something white shines, it with long elongated fangs, and you get scared. Oh my God, this is scary. So when one sees it from the perspective of, you know, somebody who doesn't know her, who is not her devotee, they will be scared. Oh my God, she's there to kill us. But the ones for whom she has taken the form in order to protect them, for them she is the most beautiful goddess there is. So that's how this whole item begins, and then it proceeds to the weapons she holds. So she has a sword, she has a club, and what else she has? She has a trident, she has a disc, she has a shank, which is I think called conch. Then there are different firearms, and there is a bow which is dripping of blood, and her tongue is also dripping of blood because she like literally just kills them and rips them apart. And she also wears a whole big necklace of skulls. So it's all creating fear, but also a little bit repulsion and disgust to the person who sees the blood dripping and everything. So that's another sentiment called bibhatsa ras. So these are the different aesthetics in Indian tradition. And then one of the aesthetics, there are total 9 aesthetics, and these are 2 aesthetics. So there is bhayanak, fear, and disgust, which is repulsion. And then raudra, because raudra is like your fierce fury is inhibited in your nature. So then you take up your sword and you want to kill your enemy, and for that you need rage, you need anger, and that form, when she is angry and you feel the sentiment of rage inside you, okay, because if you are killing someone, it's not a very passionate activity, you know, you won't be like, oh my God, kill, it's like killing you, like that. So that's the third sentiment which this item holds. And it is mentioned that she kills these 2 demons called Madhu and Kaitab, and after killing them, she appears as the divine goddess. And when she dances, there is this, in Indian tradition, there is always the dance of anger. So it's called Tandav. So first it was performed by Shiv, and his manifestation, goddess Kali, not his manifestation technically, people sort of see her as the female counterpart of Shiv sometimes. So she performs the Kali Tandav, the dance of anger and fury, and she is performing that, and she kills everyone. And then after that, when she is performing this dance, the bells on her waist belt, they are ringing. You can see them, and so you can hear them. And then she cuts the head off all the demons, and she unfurls her tongue, and then she drinks the blood of those evil creatures. But the thing is that her dance does not fit in the dance of grammar, as some people would say, because, you know, it's just everything is turning upside down. But she is doing all of this because for her devotees. In this, because dance emerged first from the activities of war, those first movements, they were all what was prescribed, or what was the warriors were trained into, how you are taking your stance and everything. And that's why these kinds of performances sort of show that nature. And now when she is doing all of those acts of killing and all, that also creates a dance scene. So it's not like she's separately going out for a dance. That's her whole performance of killing and extinguishing the evil from the face of the earth is a dance in itself. So that is sort of not according to the grammar of dance, but it is beautiful because she is the benefactor of those loved ones. Now, Odissi has multiple traditions, and there are basically a few lineages who have their styles of dance. And the dance which I am going to perform today is in the Guru Prasad Das style in his lineage, and I'm the student of Guru Kunjalata Mishra. And this piece is choreographed by her guru, means her teacher, mentor, Guru Charan Ranbirji, in his and this melody, the way the whole piece is sung, is in Rag Kalavati. That's Rag is the melodic framework, and the Tal is the rhythmic beats. So that's Ek Tal, which has like 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and yes, the dance direction is by my guru. Yeah, and I'm excited to perform. This dance can be performed in a group, but I don't have a group here right now. So yeah, and it creates more impact when I'm performing just solo. I am the Kali. I am trying to manifest her in me. And I always see that as a representation of the female energy, which is turned into anger, and how much pain that we as women hold in ourselves. And once that, we just reach the rock, not bottom, on the top, they just reach the top, and then it just explode. And when we explode, there's no ending. We'll kill everyone around us. That's just a metaphor of how the female anger is represented in this performance. Yeah, that's why it holds a very dear place in my heart. Whenever I'm feeling fierce and angry, it just gives me a direction to let it out in a disciplined way. Because it's always been very close to my heart, I learned this when I was, I think, 7 years old. So I've been performing this when I was a little kid. Yeah, I was a kid. And at that moment, I think I didn't understand the depth of this performance, the idea of female anger, because I don't think as a kid you have much anger in yourself. But as you grow up and you have these multiple experiences, you become an adult, past the teenage, and then you understand what kind of pain we hold in ourselves. And this is also a description of just how people celebrate this form. Kali is a venerated deity in multiple places. I mean, actually throughout the Indian subcontinent, but especially on the east coast of India. And she is venerated by her devotees, and they have elaborate rituals to please her and to venerate her and worship her. And it's a beauty in itself, and they have their own traditions in accordance with the aesthetics of Kali, and it's an amazing thing. And I didn't grow up in my environment was not like that. It was not Kali oriented, it was Krishna oriented. But this idea of Kali was fascinating to me, and I thought that I wanted to show that to audience, because this is something everybody can understand, and especially women can relate to it. The idea of just the anger they are holding. And I think in general also, when somebody afflicts your loved ones, you would take the most terrible form, but your form will always be beautiful to the ones you love, and obviously terrible to the strangers who don't know you. Yes, that's the reason I picked this piece, because it's just close to anyone's heart who watches it. I want them to see the beauty hidden behind the terrible and scary form. Then they will be able to connect with the idea of the goddess of Kali. And I think that that's really important in order to understand the performance. Otherwise, you will just get scared and you're repulsed with the different activities she's doing, with the blood dripping and all of that, and 30 legs and 30 eyes. Sorry, 10 legs, 30 eyes. It's just scary for anybody who watches that. But to understand the reason behind this manifestation is something which will sort of make you more intellectually, uplifted. You will understand the pain and how it is represented. Plus, I think if you get that, you will get the cultural significance of the goddess veneration in India. Yeah, so that's something I want them to take, the beauty behind the fierce. This is one of the attempts that I am doing to sort of put out Odissi on global stage. I mean, Odissi itself has become a global art, and it has been since, many years, many decades. But this art form is very dear to me because I feel sort of a freedom in the movements. They are very fluid and soft, but also disciplined, not constrained. That's different. Disciplined, that you learn to be free, but also you're able to control your senses. And it's sort of like a lesson in your everyday life, and then that's how you balance your life. So yeah, this whole piece is just wonderful. Oh, towards the end of the performance, I forgot to add, there is this piece called, apart from the expression and the whole the hymn devoted to the goddess, then we have the Sabha Pranam, which is like a salutation to everyone who's watching it. So we give regards or salutations to the gods first at the end, in the beginning, and then we give salutations to our gurus who taught us this dance. And then at the end, it's to the audience for watching this, appreciating this, understanding this performance that we are presenting in front of them.